Hello teachers, good afternoon. My name is Antonio Uribe. Actually, I study biomedical engineer and today I'll talk about of my project with the topic bionic prosthesis. The first thing that I explain to you is the definition. The definition of prosthetic or prosthesis are a tool, a tool that we use to replace and simulate a part of the body that they lost in an accident or genetic causes. We have a lot of types of prosthetics. For example, we have a prosthetic to simulate an eye, the nose, a teeth, a finger or the fingers, the hand, a part of the arm, both legs, etc. Well, today I talk about for two types in specific, the simulation types and bionic type. The characteristic of simulation type are we have models without any movement and models with one model but movement, but the movement are limited. For example, in the case of the legs, like this, or this, we have only one movement, and these movements are limited. And the reason because this is the persons, all the humans, we need both legs to move. For example, to walk, to jump, to run, stand up, and sit down, etc. So the prosthetic of simulation have the function to help these persons to walk, stand up, and sit down. The person with these prosthetics don't have the ability to run or jump. The persons that use prosthetic legs, they need to use this. This in terms of biomedical is a orthesis. This thing have the function to help the persons with this type of prosthetics to have stability during the movements. For example, have stability during the walk, to stand up and sit down. Materials. The materials that they use to create this kind of prosthetics, the most common are three: PLA, plastic, and metal. The cost of these prosthetics in general is cheap, very cheap. And a characteristic of these are the person with this type of prosthetics don't have the ability to recover his feeling in the part of the body. But in the case of the bionical prosthetics have another characteristic that change in all the things. For example, in the bionical prosthetics, we have two movements. The movement, robotic movement, and natural movement. Materials. In this case, we have the five materials that are the most common to produce this kind of prosthetics. These five are metal, for example, titanium, iron, PLA, and carbon fiber, and plastic. The PLA is a polymer of plastic that they used to that they use in the 3D printer to create a lot of things. For example, this cat is made by 3D printer with PLA. Mm, the cost and the cost have a variation in model and material. We have in general, this type of bionical prosthetics are expensive, with the exception of PLA. The PLA are very cheap. And we have a new characteristic in this year's appears this new characteristic. The persons with the new bionical prosthetics in the new models have the possibility to recover the ability to have feelings in the part of the body. Well, how they work? The function about the bionic prosthetic are very easy. The first thing that I need to explain you is in the part of the this prosthetic hand, we have three sockets. This socket stay between the skin of the person to recover the signals. I explained with the photo with this idea. The first thing that I need to have a movement in my hand, it's an idea. For example, with this photo, I need to open this Pepsi. So the brain sent brain signals in my arm. In one point during the joint between the bionic hand and my arm, these three sockets receive the brain signal and transform this signal in electropulse. These electropulse go to the little computer that we have in this part of the hand. This pulse activate the motors that we have in the hand and create a mechanical movement. In this case, my brain send the brain signal with the message that I need to open this Pepsi. The socket receives this signal and with an electrical pulse go to the computer and order, we need to open this Pepsi. And the computer order to my finger to open the Pepsi. It's very easy and I like this kind of technology. Finally, how will they evolve? During the research of this project, I found an article that explained that a Germany university have an investigation and proposed to create the first functional organ, prosthetic functional organ. I think that this investigation are very interesting. I think that we need this technology now because a lot of persons die because the list of the donation list are very large. The time to wait it's insane, and the persons die. A lot of persons die, and this technology changed the life for the families, friends, and these persons, save a lot of life. And the only thing that I hope is this technology stay in this moment. The other thing is in this photo. In this photo, we can see a hand, but a difference between another bionical hand is this hand have a lot of sensors inside of this. The sensors can receive signals of the temperature, texture, pressure, etc., and simulate and send signals to the brain and simulate feelings in this hand. So the person with this hand recovered the ability to have feelings. Put her hand in the fire and stay hot. All the things that the persons need to touch things, this hand recovered this. So thank you for attention and thank you to see me. Bye and have a nice weekend.